Hello, welcome back to another video. I'm Maggie, and if you don't know me, I'm a tarot reader, psychic medium, certified past life regression practitioner, and all-around woo-woo gal. And today I thought that I would bring you through my crystal collection. So I'm actually Canadian, if you can't tell by my accent, but I'm living in Denmark. I'm living in Copenhagen, and I recently went home for the first time in over 2.5 years. And because my move is not necessarily permanent, I don't necessarily know where I'll be living 1 year to the next. All my crystals are back home with friends and family, so I did a little crystal tour when I was home, showing you all my crystals. Now, it's not all of them because some are spread out. I wanted to keep as many out of boxes as possible so their energy can just be out in the world where they belong rather than cooped up in storage. So these are all my crystals that I had access to, that I was able to film. Like I said, I worked at a crystal shop, so I got a pretty big discount on crystals, and I've been collecting for years now, so I have quite a lot. Some of my more statement pieces, some other cool pieces are spread around at different friends' houses, but I did break this video up into 2 parts because there was so much to show. So welcome to part 1. Part 2 will be up very, very soon, so make sure you are subscribed. If you comment below asking to be notified when the next one goes up, I'll send you a little message when it comes up so you can see the other half of my crystals. These are in no particular order. Honestly, I kind of just threw them together by vibes, a little bit by category. So there's some gorgeous statement pieces in both videos. And I just hope you enjoy looking at some pretty rocks, and I can tell you kind of either a personal story of mine behind them, some properties they have, their names, so you can go out and get the ones that resonate the most with you. But all in all, this is really just to show off my pretty rocks, to show off all my crystals, and to teach you a little bit about it, because it's definitely something, because I worked for years with crystals, I have just so much crystal knowledge up in my brain. But here's my crystals. Alright, so starting off pretty classic here, we have clear quartz. I thought I'd start out as basic as you can get, so this is one of my pieces of clear quartz that I own. I think I also have some tumbles somewhere that I like to keep in the kitchen because at its core, clear quartz is an enhancer. It enhances the energy around it, so I like to use it to help my food taste better and to put it with other crystals to enhance their energy. Now let's go into citrine. I have both heat treated and natural, so you will see the difference, but it is one of my favorite stones for money manifestation and abundance. It's honestly my go-to. Some people gatekeep it and they say that heat treated citrine is not as good as natural citrine, but heat treated is literally just heated up amethyst because that's how citrine is naturally made over time on the earth. So it's still the same crystal, it's just that it becomes much more affordable in this sense. So I'm all about it, I'm all for it. I think it's really powerful either way. I like to put it with some money, with some loose change, so that I can call in more of it. You see, I have a little tumble here, and I would just throw that right in with a bucket of change, throw that in my car to help call in the energy of the cheapest gas stations. And it's just a great crystal overall. This here is my natural citrine, so you can see it's much different in its clarity and color, but the energy is all the same. This is one I actually used to specifically keep in my car to help with repair costs and finding the cheapest gas, but you can use it however you're called, just to attract more abundance. So now we have tiger's eye. Personally, it's not one of my all-time favorites. I'm just not that drawn to it, but I have so much of it because property-wise, it's amazing, especially as a student, which I was when I bought all of these, because tiger's eye helps you retain knowledge and brings your own inner knowledge and information and wisdom that's buried deep to the surface. So it's one of my favorite for studying and taking exams. I would recommend it to literally every student on the planet. Now we have desert rose. This is actually a form of selenite and it's very, very delicate. Do not let it anywhere near water. However, it does have some different properties from the classic selenite that you're probably familiar with, and I'll show you some of that later on the tour. But a lot of Reiki professionals use this stone because it's amazing at alleviating any stagnant or harmful energy. So place it over the parts in your body that you want a bit of a release of energy. This is lava stone. I didn't actually buy this one. I think someone brought it back from vacation. I don't remember who and from where, but lava stone is so amazing, especially if you can use it for jewelry because it absorbs essential oils and doesn't leak it back out. So amazing as a little perfume. Then we have rose quartz. I think rose quartz is a very misunderstood crystal because it gets the most hype in the media. It blasts your heart chakra right open and is a very emotional stone. And as an emotional person and as an empath, I like to be careful with this crystal and I use it in doses. It just is going to dig up a lot of emotions and trauma and things like that. So it's a powerful crystal to use, but at the right time. I also have a really big piece of it that I adore, but it's at my friend's house. It's sitting, I'm pretty sure, on her kitchen windowsill, so I can't show you that one, but I really do love this stone as long as people are using it correctly. It's not to call in love, it's going to blast open your heart chakra, so just be careful with it. Now, strawberry quartz. I want to get so much more of this. I believe I have a sphere somewhere, but once again, it was at a friend's house and I couldn't get it. But this is a soft crystal, and this is what most people want out of rose quartz. It's a softer, emotional healer, and it can also help with mental fog. This one is a moon, and I mean, you can't get any more me. Strawberries and moons are two of my favorite things. So personally, this crystal brings me so much joy. Now we have carnelian. It's the crystal of action. It helps to inspire energy, creativity, and passion. I often put a small tumblestone in my bra when packing or moving or when I need to get stuff done, and I once accidentally went through airport security with one in my bra, so that's a fun fact. Now, honey calcite. This is huge. I love the stone so much. It was my first statement piece I ever bought, and I laughed so hard when it was delivered and it ended up being bigger than my head. It is one of the stones that always reminds me how powerful crystals can be. This is a crystal to call back your power, especially if it's been taken from you by somebody else or by a situation. It calls back that power, it rightens karma, and it just all around really, really rocks. Ha! That was not an intended pun. Now, blue calcite, my ultimate crystal of ease and serenity. I love putting this in all the rooms of my house just to make it feel more relaxing. Calcite in any of its forms is always a go-to crystal that I use and suggest to others, and I actually have a bigger piece of this that I would keep in my living room, but once again, I'm going to say this a lot, but it's at a friend's house. Orange calcite, the literal stone of happiness. To me, it looks like a juicy glass of orange juice that I just want to slurp up. It has so much energy of happiness and joy radiating from it, and I always love to place it in communal spaces, but honestly, isn't it just juicy and stunning and makes you happy just to look at? I mean, it does the job. So this is rainbow obsidian. It's hard to see here, but when you shine a light on it, there's actually rainbow colored rings all through it. It was too sunny for me to be able to get a proper video of it, but obsidian itself, even when it's not rainbow, is an amazing protector. I always grab it whenever I need an extra little shield put up around my energy field. Rainbow obsidian can really help with clearing your mental field from destructive thoughts and patterns, and it draws your inner self and inner being to the surface to allow you to really be you. Now, hematite, I just have a little tumble. This is a crystal a lot of people use for arthritis. It's a little powerhouse of a stone and can also help clear the mind and enhance memory. So just a great stone in general. Oh my gosh, howlite. I cannot sing the praises enough. It's my go-to for sleep and insomnia. I'm often wary to put crystals on my bedside table because that's like putting a whole bunch of energy right by where you sleep. But this is a stone to help you fall asleep at night. It is one I give to so many people, and I have so much more than I have shown because everyone's borrowing it right now. I actually had a bowl full of these mini spheres in it when I lived in Canada. I cannot get enough of it, honestly. Selenite. This is a powerful, shoot you to the moon vibe sort of crystal. Selenite brings divine light to everything it touches. It clears and cleanses and it charges. This is a crystal that's amazing for cleansing and charging your own energy field as well as other crystals. I use selenite palms to keep my energy clear, wands to cleanse my energy field, and slabs to set crystals on and cleanse and charge those. It's a really soft stone, so you'll see the scratches in it, but if selenite isn't scratched, it isn't being used. Here's me just showing you, as the sun shines on me, how I cleanse my own energy with it. This specifically is peach selenite. It has a lot of similar energies. It just has that confidence, joy, and sun energy in it as well, not just the moon, so they're really good balancing stones having one of both. Now, smoky quartz. I'm obsessed with this little point. It's so clear, so high quality. This is a crystal that repels negativity. It's also known as like the detox stone, to really detox that negative energy out of your body. What a lot of people don't realize though is that this stone actually speeds up karma. So if you've been acting not so nice, this may not be the crystal to have around. And this big guy I actually got as a mine scrap. So it was super cheap because it was in with all these scraps that they weren't actually selling as proper pieces, but it's honestly one of my favorite ones. It's kind of reminds me of a skunk. I don't know. I just love it, and I think it has the best energy. Now, hematoid, it connects the root to the crown chakra, so it's a clear channel through all of your energy centers. This is the first crystal I ever held that I could feel the energy of, and it was such a cool experience, and that's really what got me into working with crystals even more, so I have a lot of gratitude for it and a special place in my heart. Probably one of my favorite stones. I used to actually have this beautiful ring that I lost in a river 4 years ago, and I'm still upset about it. I wasn't wearing it in the river, but it just I took it off and it fell in, and I'm still really sad about it. It was literally formed in water though, and it connects you to your spirituality and opens you up to new experiences, so I guess it was just going back to where it came from, going home. They actually believe people have been healing with the stone for 15,000 years back to the Neolithic time, so I just think that's really fascinating, and it's one of my favorite stones. I really miss its energy. I miss having it on me. I'm gonna have to replace the ring. Then we have flower agate. One day I woke up and I just had so much flower agate, and I don't know how that happened. I went from 0 to 100 really quick with it, and it took me a little while to warm up to because I thought it looked kind of like mold. But I've learned to really love its earthiness, and I love the idea that it helps you bloom, hence the name, and it carries such divine feminine energy. It's just amazing to help you surrender and to come into yourself a little bit more. Now this is a little bit of dendritic agate again here, but it specifically has a bunch of druzy in it. That's the sparkly patch attached to it that's found within some agates, and it literally means covered in tiny crystals. And agate has the energy of tranquility and stability, and the druzy adds this magic, making it really helpful to tranquilize and stabilize the third eye chakra rather than the lower ones, which usually is where stabilizing energy goes. And this is a little crystal moon that has a ton of druzy in it as well. So I think it's just, you know, the moon is intuition. This helps you connect to that third eye intuition space. I think it's the perfect form for druzy agate. Then we have sodalite. Sodalite is the stone of inner peace. It is so calming. It's the perfect stone to meditate with. I love pairing it with howlite because it's just a really dreamy mix. And look at that deep dark blue. Like, how does that not draw you in? And then the last crystal of the crystal tour today is my optical calcite. Finally, it's just such a magical stone. It's one of my favorites in my collections. It's filled with rainbows. The bright sun here kind of makes it hard to see, but it is Rainbow City in there. It moves spiritual growth forwards, and it helps take ideas and turns them into action. That's all for now. There is going to be a part 2 of this video, so go check that out. I will put it at the end if it's already out. If not, wait, it should be out next week. If you enjoyed this, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss more videos like this, some readings every single month for your zodiac sign, and I will see you in part 2. All right, enjoy. Bye.